Hello, freedom lovers. Miste Karlfeldt here. I am going to try to explain to the best of my ability the naturopathic licensing bill that comes forth just about every legislation session here in Idaho. It's been, I've heard anywhere from 10 to 15 years they keep trying to bring forth this legislation, and every year it doesn't happen. But 2 sessions ago was a pretty big year. And that actually is the year that I got involved really politically at all. And as you know, I have an autoimmune disease that the Mayo Clinic said I needed to do 3 years of chemo for. I ended up going to a naturopath here, and he started healing me. So then when I found out that they were proposing this legislation that would greatly limit him, as a single mom at that time that was finally getting healed, there was no way I was going to let that happen. So that's how I started getting involved politically and educating myself about this naturopathic bill. From what I hear, it's going to be coming back around this next session, so I want to make sure that you all understand the history, what it really is about. So the naturopathic licensing bill that they propose every year is very limiting in who would actually be licensed. It would only license naturopaths that are educated in America. As you know, there are other naturopaths here, especially my husband, Dr. Karlfeldt. He was educated in Sweden. He wasn't educated here. And there's not like a overall test that people can take, pass the test, okay, you get licensed. That doesn't exist. The only testing that they allow naturopaths to sit for, it is only at American naturopathic colleges, okay? And there's a big long history there as to, those schools as well. But I think what's really important for you to understand is that we would lose the education that happens in other countries. We would lose education that happened before these schools existed here in America. And also, these Americanized naturopathic schools, I actually thought that maybe my son should go to be a naturopath, and then I found out that you have to be fully vaccinated to attend an American school, an American naturopathic school. That's right, you have to be fully vaccinated. And then Bastyr came out and said, not too many months ago, and said that they fully support the CDC vaccine schedule. I personally am not okay with that. I'm definitely not okay with Idaho only having access to naturopaths that would be in favor of the CDC vaccination schedule. So, that being said, you have to ask yourself if you're okay with only that group of people being licensed. Their point is that they want to be licensed so that they can accept insurance. Okay, so this is the key. If they're accepting insurance, and this has happened in other states, they're licensed, they accept insurance, then the other naturopaths are not. So where would you go? You would go where they are accepting insurance. And that's what happens. It effectively shuts down naturopaths that are not educated in America. Anybody not educated in the United States would actually not only not be able to accept insurance, not be licensed, but then have to actually give a patient that says on the form, I am in no way a naturopathic physician or doctor. Please sign here if you want me to treat you. And then if they audit you and you don't have one of those pages in every file, then you have a misdemeanor. Can you imagine? Some of our holistic practitioners, our naturopaths that have been practicing for ages, are now going to have to say to their patients, I'm in no way a naturopathic doctor, or face getting a misdemeanor. That's not cool. Health Freedom Idaho, we don't think that naturopaths need to be licensed. And I had a friend of mine say, well, don't they have to be licensed? When did we get brainwashed into thinking that every profession needs to be licensed? There are no lawsuits against naturopaths. They are not killing anybody. Why is this a profession that we are now accepting needs to be licensed? You know, I think as Health Freedom Idaho, we are in disagreement with that. They don't need to be licensed. The government doesn't need to be telling them what to do. So then, you know, here's the thing, is that you wake up one day, you have a right that's gone. You didn't even know if you're not in the naturopathic world, like I wasn't beforehand, I wouldn't have even known how to look for a naturopath based on where they were educated or whether they were licensed or not. And let's say that this gets passed and it does away with those naturopaths. You don't even know what you lost.